Hello there. This is one of the most important videos that I would say changed my perspective about CV buildup. All right. I'm going to give you a brief glimpse into my CV. I don't think people would do this, right? But I'm going to go rapid fire here. Okay. Number one, you have to try to do things during your stint as a student or a master's degree program trainee or a resident or even as a junior career person, your first job, you're on H1 or F1 OPT, or you're in your J1 waiver job, whatever it is, you have to do things intentionally to create an opportunity in your CV as you prepare your portfolio for your EB1 or EB2, okay? So therefore, your daily tasks in your work should be stemming from, how can I put this in my CV, right? So for example, there was a GME initiative from our institute saying that we want to recognize fellows and residents as part of GME, not Department of Medicine, right? And so they wanted to say, okay, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to nominate one of your current fellows for an award. And so therefore, they asked us to go in search of other attendings, professors or colleagues that would like to nominate you as the best fellow of the year. Usually we don't do that. The Department of Medicine sends out emails to all of them saying, hey, who do you want to be the fellow of the year? But this was a different situation. So I took an initiative to say, you know what, hey, this new thing is being introduced this year. Would you like to nominate me as one of the best fellows? And not others were not interested in doing this, right? But I knew, why not, right? So I approached a few nurses and then a few of the attendings, a few of the other residents, and hey, do you think I've taught you, certain things that where you think I've done some form of service to you all, where you think that you want to appreciate that or recognize that, so that more people would do certain things like these. And they said, yes, man, we love you. And guess what? Amongst so many nominations, I got the GME Excellence Award for the fellows. So it's an amazing thing in your CV, right? Similarly, anytime you submit a article in a national meeting, some of them can get chosen for the best article award or best submission award. And similarly, there's something called a fellowship track symposium at the American Thoracic Society. So I got one of those best fellow in the fellow track symposium at the American Thoracic Society meeting. Similarly, in ACP, American College of Physicians, I submitted a simple retrospective study that was nominated. I didn't even win the prize eventually, but I was just nominated as one of the young achievers for earlier career achievements. And it's amazing to be part of your CV, right? And similarly, this was amazing. I studied medicine in MBBS in Chennai, and I struggled to get USMLE electives in 2011 or something like that, when I was trying to get into the US. And then I spoke to my vice chancellor saying that, hey, we need to do better to make it easier for people to go abroad and study and potentially either come back or stay there. And so he recognized the challenges that I went through, and I was a forefront leader trying to help other people in my college to also be able to do electives in the US. And so all of a sudden, National Doctors Day happens in Chennai, and he wants to recognize me as a young achiever of that year. And I was like, that's a blessing. Okay, so again, CV material, right? So you have to go in search of appreciation amongst the crowd of people that recognize you, that think that you are doing omen service to the society around you. But it all happens only if you indeed do service to the society around you. try to help people, automatically you'll be in the limelight, as against the other way. Don't try to be in the limelight without doing service. Dean's distinguished. Oh yeah, this again, like my dean saw what struggle I was going through, and I told her, hey, we need to, recognize people like, like our batch, where we are going through so much and we're trying to get into electives. uh, um, why don't you recognize these people along with my colleagues? And one of the awards that I got was the Dean's Distinguished Award. Not many people even know about this award, right? It's just a simple certificate, but it's real, it's on paper. So again, those things go a long way, Mani. Numerous awards in the field of South Indian music. No, that's not going on your EB1, EB2. But yes, I'm a professional musician. I am still hoping to make it into the Carnatic, Indian classical music, South Indian Chennai, music halls where I'll be performing again. It's been a hiatus of 2 to 3 years now. Okay, accomplishments in the field of pulmonary medicine. Man, I struggled really hard in my residency, second year and third year, while trying to get into pulmonary critical care fellowship, and that was the fertile ground for all the efforts that eventually became part of my EB1, EB2 application material. So definitely, I wanted to do research because I loved it, but I didn't know that those are all going to be useful in my EB1, EB2 application. So all the efforts that go and get you your fellowship are also going to get you your EB1 and EB2. Okay. So as and when you do these things, just, right then and there, document them. That's all you need. Document and share it on Facebook, or share it on a good form, say a blog. That's a great idea. A blog is a great idea where people watch it, number of views that you can get, and so on. Oh, you should look into this. The number of times that I reached out to people across the country for me to be able to present just one of my works. The same work, I kept trying to present it in different places through different friends of mine. So therefore, always try to keep in touch with your friends, rather than asking them for help all of a sudden after silence for 2 years. No, always keep in touch with your friends. For example, one of my cousins worked at UCLA in the Department of Radiology. Okay, and I always wanted to be part of his fraternity. I wanted to see if I can go practice in UCLA, or at least do research with them. And then so he said, hey, Denise Eberle, she's the main principal investigator of the NLST, National Lung Screening Trial. And my work happens to be in the field of lung cancer screening in Pittsburgh. Very small retrospective study, plus study. Okay, and then he asks her if I can go and present a noon conference virtually first, and I said, no, why would I do virtually? I'm going to fly into California and do this for you. So I took a Friday in my residency, and I flew on Thursday night, presented on Friday, and around the same trip, I was able to also attend the conference that was happening in that city. So, and imagine presenting in front of a principal investigator of a huge international clinical trial. Happened because my cousin happened to work in close proximity to her office, right? So that's how you get in with other people. And then start working with your hospital or your company's executive committees for various kinds of committees. This committee, that committee, this committee, like simple committees, CLAPSI prevention or infection prevention or quality control committees, whatever field of engineering, technology, whatever you are on, right? Bioscience, biotech, computational mathematics, and so on, bioinformatics. There are a lot of attendings who do biomatics informatic research. I remember one in Metro Health, basically trying to connect Epic with the medical needs. And so those are great areas for you to work on, okay, in research. Each hospital, for instance, has the informatics person who's also a doctor, like that. If you're in the field of technology or science, try to work with your company if they're helping other fields like medicine and so on. And then critical care committees, cardiac arrest, CPR committees, whatever. Just go and help them out. And those are all amazing things to put on your CV. Okay. Alrighty. Now, you see my CV also has all the list of procedures that I've learned as part of fellowship or in part of my earlier career. So those are all amazing things to put in your CV. That gives you more meat to work on, and opens some connections, synapses in your neurons, so that you can talk more. And look at all the simple abstracts, posters that I have submitted. So don't be lazy. Make effort, publish, send case reports, go online and look up all the list of the conferences that happen all through the year, and literally start submitting different kinds of case reports. If you want nephrology, or if you want to be a specialist in the field of mathematical statistics, for say companies like Deloitte, or say KPMG and so on, or Chase, JP Morgan Chase, you don't have to publish articles just in that field. Go crazy, start publishing in whatever challenges and problems you face every day, and you can always connect it later back into a thematic package. Okay, don't pick and choose what you're trying to publish on. Just keep publishing. It doesn't have to be internal medicine, it doesn't have to be nephrology, it doesn't have to be medicine at all. It can be even other fields where you're actually trying to help people. Okay, so those are all some of my, I didn't have really much. In fact, I'll show you that a total of only 33 citations, encompassing all of my articles together. Okay, and then review and judge a few articles, and then all the noon conference presentations that I've given all over my career, from residency and so on. Yes, so that's that. Current position. Okay, so I went back and started writing down what are all this every single month of electives that I attended, and then special things that happened during my efforts in publishing research during residency, and similarly, what are all the attending professors that I went out of my way to connect with in the main campus, even if I was in a satellite campus. And what are all the research contributions that I've done? And one of the important things is ongoing research communications. If you have an email where it says, I am talking to one of these attendings about potentially doing that research, that's a great thing to include, because that'll be a proof of saying that, hey, you're not only done with your research, you're actually using your research into the future. And that's a very important part of EB1 and EB2 research. Okay, guys, that's it. That's the glimpse of my CV. All right, I will talk to you soon in the next video.